Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. You know our topic, the Browning version by Terence Rattigan. This chapter is an extract from the play, the Browning version. There are four characters. Number first is Mr. Croker Harris. He is a middle-aged teacher. Then number second character is Mr. Frank. He is a young science teacher. Then number third is Mrs. Millie Croker Harris. She is the wife of Mr. Croker Harris and she is in her late 30s. Then number fourth is Taplow. Taplow is a boy of 16. This extract highlights the attitude of a teenage student, that is Taplow, towards his teacher, Mr. Croker Harris. Students talk about their teachers, and students have tremendous capacity to analyze the qualities of their teachers. The scene of this play is set in the school. Taplow arrives to do extra work on the last day for Mr. Croker Harris to compensate for his one day's absence. And there is Mr. Frank, who is a young science teacher. He finds Taplow waiting in the room and he starts talking with him. Taplow informs him that he is a student in the lower 5th grade. Then Taplow tells him that he feels that he would specialize next term if he got promoted. So Taplow tells Mr. Frank that he would specialize once he gets promotion. Taplow tells Mr. Frank that Mr. Croker Harris does not leak results like other teachers before they are formally announced. So he highlights the qualities of Mr. Croker Harris, that he does not leak the results like other teachers before they are formally announced. And Mr. Croker Harris, he follows rules and regulations strictly. My dear students, you have to remember one thing. We don't see Mr. Croker Harris in the whole chapter, but we get to know a lot about him through the conversation between Frank and Taplow. Frank asks Taplow whether he would pursue science if he gets favorable result. So, if he gets good result, after that, whether he would pursue science or not. Taplow says that he is extremely interested in science. Mr. Frank, who is a young science teacher, he laments that he gets slackers. Slackers means weak students. That means he gets students who opt science. After that, they don't work hard and they remain weak. Taplow says that he is interested in science. He would not, and he further adds, if he would opt science, he further adds, he would not have to read useless plays like the Agamemnon. Agamemnon, that is a Greek tragedy. Taplow calls it muck. Muck means rubbish. So he calls this Greek tragedy, Agamemnon, muck. Muck means rubbish. Mr. Frank is a bit astonished at the thought of Taplow about the Agamemnon. When Taplow calls Agamemnon muck, rubbish, Mr. Frank is astonished. Then Taplow corrects himself, saying that the plot of Agamemnon is good, but the way it is taught is terrible. We know that Taplow is doing extra work on the last day before the end of the term. Taplow informs Mr. Frank that he had missed a day of school the previous week due to illness. So his teacher, Mr. Croker Harris, asked him to do extra work in place of that. Mr. Frank, who is a science teacher, he tells Taplow that if a student is given extra work on the last day, he is sure to get through. But Taplow informs him that such rules do not work with Mr. Croker Harris, as he is not like other teachers. Frank asks Steplo what Mr. Croker Harris told him upon being asked about his result. Now Tuplo, he imitates, he copies Mr. Croker Harris and tells Mr. Frank about what happened. Mr. Croker Harris had told him that he had given Tuplo what he deserved, not no less, no more. Now we shall discuss the remaining part in the next video. Thank you.